The door slammed shut with a finality that echoed through the empty house, and Bishop stared at the note on the kitchen table, his father's handwriting trembling across the page. "I'm finally living as Elena now. Forgive me for the lies." In that moment, as his world shattered, Bishop's hand clenched around the small wooden box his dad, now Elena, had left behind. The urge to smash it against the wall overwhelming, unaware that inside lay the key to his own buried secrets. But he hesitated, fingers trembling, and the box survived by a thread. Bishop Thompson had always been the picture of composure, a 28-year-old software engineer in bustling Seattle, where rain-slick streets mirrored his internal storms. He'd grown up in a conservative suburb of Tacoma, where his father, Robert Thompson, was the epitome of the all-American dad, a high school football coach, church deacon, and pillar of the community. Robert's sudden departure, no transformation, hit like a freight train. Elena, as she now called herself, had packed up and left for San Francisco, seeking a new life free from the suffocating expectations of their small-town world. The note explained it all: years of dysphoria, hidden therapy sessions, and a decision to transition at 55. Bishop's mother, Linda, had collapsed in tears, screaming about betrayal and divorce papers that followed swiftly. Bishop sat alone in the dim kitchen that night, the box staring back at him like an accusation. He hadn't cried, not yet. Instead, rage bubbled up, hot and unfiltered. How could his father do this? Upend their family, expose them to whispers and stares? Bishop imagined the gossip at his old high school, the pitying looks from neighbors. He grabbed the box, ready to hurl it into the fireplace, but something stopped him. A faint memory of his father's knowing glances during family dinners, as if Robert had seen through Bishop's carefully constructed facade. The next morning, Bishop drove to work in a haze, his mind replaying childhood moments. Robert teaching him to throw a spiral, but also those quiet evenings when he'd catch his dad staring at old photo albums with a distant sadness. Bishop had his own secrets. He'd known he was gay since sophomore year of college, but coming out in a family like theirs? Impossible. He'd dated women publicly, broken hearts quietly, and buried his truth deep. Now, with Elena's revelation, it felt like the ground was cracking open beneath him. At the office, his best friend and colleague, Marcus, noticed the dark circles under Bishop's eyes. Marcus was openly gay, confident in his skin, and the one person Bishop confided in about his struggles. "Dude, you look like hell," Marcus said, pulling him into a conference room. Bishop spilled it all: the note, the box, the anger. Marcus's eyes widened. "Your dad transitioning? That's huge. But hey, maybe it's a sign. Time to face your own stuff." Bishop shook his head. "It's not the same. He's destroying our family. Mom's a wreck." Talking about disowning him, her. The pronouns felt foreign on his tongue. That evening, back home, Bishop finally opened the box. Inside was a stack of letters, photos, and a USB drive. The top letter was addressed to him. "Bishop, I've known about you for years. This is my gift. Proof that you're not alone." His heart pounded. Proof? Of what? The photos were from Bishop's college days. Blurry shots of him at a pride event in Seattle, holding hands with a guy named Tyler, his first real crush. How had Robert gotten these? The letters detailed Robert's, Elena's, own journey, parallels to Bishop's hidden life. The USB held videos. Elena speaking directly to the camera, her voice soft but resolute. "I saw you struggling, son. I wanted to tell you sooner, but I was a coward. Live your truth before it's too late." Bishop slammed the laptop shut, fury igniting. This wasn't a gift. It was an invasion. He stormed out, driving aimlessly until he ended up at a bar in Capitol Hill, Seattle's gay district. There, amid the pulsing music, he met Jamie, a sharp-witted graphic designer with kind eyes and a laugh that cut through the noise. They talked for hours, Jamie sharing his own coming-out story. Supportive parents, no drama. Bishop envied him, but when Jamie leaned in for a kiss, Bishop pulled back. "I can't. Not yet." Days turned into weeks of turmoil. Linda called constantly, railing against Elena, demanding Bishop cut ties. "Your father's dead to me," she spat. Bishop visited her in Tacoma, the house feeling hollow without Robert's presence. Mom, maybe we should hear her out, he ventured. Linda's face hardened. Her? Don't you dare. This is a sin, Bishop. Against God, against nature. The pressure mounted. At work, rumors trickled in, colleagues whispering about Coach Thompson's scandal. Bishop's performance slipped. He snapped at Marcus, who pushed back. You're projecting, man. Your dad's bravery scares you because it mirrors what you won't do. That night, Bishop watched the videos again. Elena's words pierced. I lost years to fear. Don't make my mistake. Tempted, Bishop reached out to Elena via the email in the note. They met in a neutral coffee shop in Bellevue. Elena looked different, softer features, a simple dress, but the eyes were the same. Bishop, she said, voice cracking. I'm sorry for the pain. They talked haltingly. Elena admitted to following Bishop in college, worried about his isolation. I knew you were gay. I saw myself in you. The hiding. Bishop's anger flared. You spied on me? That's betrayal. But beneath it, relief flickered. For the first time, someone in his family understood. Yet, the meeting ended in tension when Elena asked about his life. Are you seeing anyone? Bishop lied. No. And left abruptly. Back in Seattle, Jamie texted, inviting him to a gallery opening. Bishop went, and for a night he let go, laughing, dancing, feeling alive. Jamie's hand in his felt right, but guilt crashed in. What about Mom? The family? Society's judgment? He ghosted Jamie, burying himself in work. Then came the blow. Linda found out about the box. Rifling through Bishop's things during a visit, she discovered the photos. What is this? She screamed. You're like him. Bishop froze, the confrontation exploding. Mom, But she stormed out, vowing to tell the extended family unless he fixed himself. Isolated, Bishop hit rock bottom. He considered destroying the box again, erasing Elena's gift. But Marcus intervened, dragging him to a support group for LGBTQ+ adults with family issues. Their stories of rejection and reconciliation echoed his own. One man shared losing his son to suicide over unaccepted identity. It shook Bishop. He called Jamie, apologizing. I'm scared, he admitted. They met, and Jamie listened without judgment. Love isn't easy, but hiding kills you slowly. Emboldened, Bishop decided to confront Linda. He drove to Tacoma, box in hand. Mom, this is me, gay. And Elena is still family. The argument was brutal. Tears, accusations of abandonment. Linda slapped him, then broke down. I don't understand, but I love you. It wasn't resolution, but a crack in the wall. Bishop reached out to Elena again, this time with questions, not anger. They began rebuilding, tentative steps toward acceptance. Jamie became a steady presence, their relationship blossoming amid the chaos. But the costs lingered. Strained family ties, lost friendships, the weight of societal stares. As months passed, Bishop reflected on the gift he almost destroyed. It had forced him to choose hide or live. In the end, he chose life, but at what price? The reconciliation with Linda was fragile, like walking on eggshells. She attended one therapy session with Bishop, her face pinched, but she listened as the counselor explained identity isn't a choice. It's who we are, Mrs. Thompson. Linda nodded stiffly, but back home, she reverted. Bible quotes slipped into conversations, subtle digs at lifestyles. Bishop endured it for the sake of peace, but each visit chipped away at him. Meanwhile, his relationship with Jamie deepened. They shared quiet dinners in Bishop's apartment, overlooking the Puget Sound, where fog rolled in like unspoken doubts. Jamie was patient, but tensions arose. When are you going to introduce me to your mom? He'd ask. Bishop deflected, fearing the explosion. One night, after a heated argument, Jamie said, I get the family drama, but I'm not your secret. Bishop promised change, but inertia held him. Elena's transition progressed. She sent updates from San Francisco, hormone therapy, name change paperwork. Bishop visited her once, the city a whirlwind of freedom compared to Seattle's restraint. Elena's apartment was small but vibrant, filled with books on gender studies. "I'm happy, Bishop," she said over tea. "But I miss you all." Bishop opened up about Jamie, and Elena's eyes lit. "Bring him next time. Love is love." Inspired, Bishop planned a family dinner: Linda, Elena, and Jamie. It was a powder keg. Linda agreed reluctantly. "For you, Bishop." The evening at a neutral restaurant in Olympia started civilly. Elena arrived poised. Linda averted her eyes. Jamie charmed with stories of his art. But when Elena mentioned her support group, Linda snapped. "You mean the people who encouraged this delusion?" Accusations flew. Elena of selfishness, Linda of close-mindedness. Bishop defended Elena. "She's still dad, still family." Jamie squeezed his hand under the table. The dinner ended in disaster. Linda left in tears. Elena apologized profusely. Jamie was quiet on the drive home. "That was intense," he said. Bishop nodded, guilt gnawing. Had he pushed too far? Work became a refuge, but even there cracks showed. A promotion opportunity arose, but Bishop's distraction led to mistakes. His boss, a no-nonsense woman, pulled him aside. "What's going on, Thompson? You're not yourself." Bishop confided vaguely about family issues, and she suggested time off. Instead, he dove deeper into code, numb. Then betrayal struck. Linda, in a fit of desperation, contacted Bishop's extended family, aunts, uncles in the Midwest. She painted Elena as a monster, and Bishop as confused. Emails flooded in, "Praying for you. Don't let this corrupt you." One uncle called, "Homosexuality is a sin, boy. Get help." Bishop felt exposed, violated. He confronted Linda. "How could you?" She sobbed. "I was trying to save you." The fallout isolated Bishop further. He withdrew from Jamie, canceling dates. "I need space," he texted. Jamie showed up at his door, hurt. "Space from what? Us?" They argued, Bishop accusing Jamie of not understanding the pressure. Jamie retorting that Bishop was sabotaging happiness. "You're choosing fear over love." Jamie left, slamming the door. Alone, Bishop revisited the box. Elena's letters now felt like lifelines. One detailed her own youthful regrets. A brief affair with a man in college, suppressed for societal norms. "I married your mom to fit in, but it cost me everything." Parallels stung. Was Bishop doing the same? He called Elena voice-breaking. "I almost lost Jamie because of this mess." Elena listened, then advised, "Fight for what matters." "I didn't, and look where it got me." Motivated, Bishop tracked Jamie to his studio. "I'm sorry. I want this us." They reconciled, but Jamie set boundaries. "No more hiding." Linda's stance softened slowly. A health scare, a minor heart flutter, made her reflect. She called Bishop. "I don't agree, but I don't want to lose you." They met halfway, literally, in a park between cities. No judgments, just stories. Linda admitted fears rooted in her upbringing. Bishop shared his pain. It wasn't perfect, but healing began. Yet society loomed. At a company event, Bishop introduced Jamie as his partner. Whispers followed. A colleague's snide remark about diversity hires. Bishop stood tall, but inside doubt festered. Was the fight worth it? Highs and lows intertwined. Jamie's art show featured a piece inspired by Bishop, an abstract of fractured mirrors, symbolizing identity. Elena attended, beaming. Linda declined, but sent a card. Progress inch by inch. But the costs mounted. Strained friendships, professional sidelong glances. Bishop wondered if Elena's gift had been a curse in disguise. As summer faded into Seattle's drizzly fall, Bishop's life settled into a precarious rhythm. He and Jamie moved in together, a cozy loft in Belltown buzzing with creativity. Jamie's canvases lined the walls, bursts of color against Bishop's minimalist tech gadgets. Mornings started with coffee and kisses, evenings with debates over dinner. But shadows lingered, phone calls from Linda laced with hesitation, Elena's updates reminding him of unfinished business. One evening, Jamie dropped a bombshell. My parents want to meet you. Family barbecue next weekend. Bishop's stomach nodded. Jamie's family was progressive, California transplants who'd embraced his coming out with open arms. What if they saw through Bishop's lingering insecurities? He agreed, but anxiety built. The drive to Portland felt eternal. Jamie's parents, Tom and Sarah, welcomed them warmly. Hugs, laughter, questions about Bishop's work. No judgment, just curiosity. Over grilled salmon, Tom shared his own story. A gay brother disowned in the 80s. We learned from that pain. Family is everything. Bishop envied the ease, contrasting his fractured home. Back in Seattle, the contrast fueled resolve. Bishop pushed Linda toward acceptance. Meet Jamie, Mom. Just once. She relented. A tense lunch at a waterfront cafe. Jamie charmed, but Linda's questions veered pointed. So, how did you know? Jamie answered gracefully. It's like knowing you're right-handed. Linda softened slightly, admitting, You're a nice young man. Small victory. Elena's world expanded. She joined a trans advocacy group in SF, inviting Bishop to an event. He flew down, Jamie in tow. The gathering was electric, stories of triumph and tragedy. A young trans man shared losing his job post-transition. Elena spoke last. My son taught me bravery by facing his own truth. Bishop teared up, pride swelling. But reality bit back. Returning home, Bishop found an email from his boss. A client complained about his personal distractions after seeing a social media post of him and Jamie at Pride. Subtle discrimination, but it stung. Promotion delayed. Bishop raged internally. Why must identity cost opportunity? Personal betrayals deepened wounds. An old college friend, Mike, reached out after hearing rumors. They met for beers, but Mike's facade cracked. Dude, your dad's a freak now? And you're gay? Man, that's messed up. Bishop defended fiercely. It's not messed up. It's real. Mike backpedaled, but the friendship ended there. Linda's progress halted when church friends intervened. A prayer circle convinced her Elena's transition was demonic. She called Bishop in panic. What if it's contagious? What if I lose you too? Bishop exploded. It's not a disease, Mom. It's who we are. The call ended in silence, weeks of radio quiet following. Jamie supported, but strain showed. I love you, but this family's tearing you apart. They argued more, Bishop defensive, Jamie frustrated. One night, Jamie packed a bag. I need a break. Figure out what you want. Door shut, echo lingering. Devastated, Bishop turned.